The next Dragon Ball movie should focus on Cooler. In the 1991 movie Dragon Ball Z Cooler's Revenge, which was set after the Frieza saga, the strongest opponent Goku and the Z Warriors had faced at the time was Frieza. But the movie revealed that Frieza's older brother was even stronger than him. After hearing of Frieza's death, Cooler travels to Earth and battles Goku, Piccolo, Krillin, and Gohan in an effort to reclaim his family's stolen honor. Cooler achieves his final form, which is unique to Frieza's version of the ability. And though he pushes Goku to his limits, Goku goes Super Saiyan and manages to defeat him. Now let's talk about the forms of Frieza and Cooler's race. If we look at the forms Frieza went through during the Namek saga, we can see what each form should look like for Cooler. Their base form, more commonly referred to as the first form, is the weakest of the bunch, but still incredibly powerful. In this form, Frieza was able to defeat King Vegeta with ease, and even destroy Planet Vegeta with a single attack. After seeing Vegeta's impressive new strength on Namek, Frieza decides to transform into their second form. The second form is much taller than the comparatively short first form, and is far more muscular and intimidating than before. The most notable difference, however, are the large horns now protruding from their heads. Unwilling to be outdone, Frieza then transitions into their third form. This is easily the most bizarre and peculiar form, but it's even more powerful than the last. They grow in size, grow huge spikes from their backs, and their skulls elongate to a ridiculous length. Frieza admits that he doesn't need their final form in order to decimate the fighters, and only enters it as a display of power to dig the seed of hopelessness further into the survivors. This form is sleek, returns them to their smaller size, but completely smooths out their bodies. No horns, no armor plating, just a clean version of the first form. The existence of their 100% form seems to invalidate the existence of the previous form, but it's nonetheless a real thing. After forcing Goku into his Super Saiyan state, Frieza is overwhelmed by the Saiyans' newfound power. Seeing no other alternative, Frieza draws on the full extent of their power and enters this form. He can only use his full power for a short time because it greatly drains his stamina and wears out his body from not being able to properly control the energy. However, Cooler has unlocked the fourth transformation, or fifth form. This form is a super evolution which increases the user's power substantially. Unlike the other terrifying transformations, which are simply suppressions of the user's true power, this form once again greatly increases it. This form has shoulder bows, a crown shape with 4 horns, spikes on the back, and a stinger on the tail. The face is covered by a face mask, hiding all facial features except the eyes, which become pupilless and red. This is by far my favorite form the Frieza race has, whether it's canon or not. Now in the Super Dragon Ball Heroes promotional anime, Cooler learns that Frieza has unlocked a golden form, and is immediately able to replicate it. But I don't like this idea. I think it's cheap, and I really like how Vegeta unlocked his own form with Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. So I think if they were to give Cooler a new form, it shouldn't be gold. You might be thinking, but how would they introduce Cooler to the Dragon Ball universe? The whole premise behind Cooler's Revenge wouldn't work anymore. The movie was about avenging Frieza's death. But thanks to Goku's decision to wish back Frieza with the Dragon Balls, revenge is no longer necessary. With Frieza back among the living, Cooler would need a new reason to fight Goku, which I think should be this. After learning that Frieza made a deal to team up with the Z Fighters and compete in the Tournament of Power, he would be disgusted at what his brothers turned into. He wouldn't care that his brother only fought alongside them and sacrificed himself along with Goku so that they could defeat Jiren to save Universe 7. He would rather be erased than have their reputation so greatly damaged. For this reason, he would come to Earth to try to kill his brother, but the Z Fighters would protect Frieza. When Cooler shows off his new 5th form, it would be a challenge for Goku and Vegeta, but eventually he would be defeated. Frieza, seeing what his brother could do, would also transform into their 5th form, but the strength and power would once again make him evil. Frieza would then join his brother, realizing the mistake he made by joining them, hating himself, and regretting his decision, once again rekindling his hatred towards the Saiyans. They would both fight the Saiyans and easily overpower them, until Broly appears showing off the new things he's learned in the time since his movie. With the addition of Broly, they would be able to defeat Cooler and Frieza. Cooler would then reveal that his plan was always to kill his brother, and now that the Saiyans had ruined it, he would complete his mission if it was the last thing he did. At this point, Cooler would be overcome with rage, and unlock a new 6th form, like nothing we've ever seen before, and become the strongest villain to date. He would rip Frieza in half, and then turn his attention to the Saiyans. The battle would be legendary, and even Goku's Mastered Ultra Instinct, Vegeta and Broly's new forms, if they have any, which giving them some would make the movie way more entertaining, but even all these forms wouldn't be able to touch Cooler. Now this is the part where it starts to get crazy, and at this point I wouldn't really care how they defeated him, whether it be a new form or something else. But I think that they'd have to do something crazy. I know that most people probably wouldn't want to see this, but I think it would be pretty cool if they did a triple fusion. Imagine Goku, Vegeta, and Broly fused into one with a new form that was a combination of whatever they had at the moment, and that's how they killed Cooler. This is just my idea of something I'd like to see in Dragon Ball if they ever make Cooler canon, but let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. How should they introduce Cooler into the Dragon Ball universe? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you'll never miss another video. Thanks for watching, and come back soon to see what we have next on Dragon Ball.